right, so moving on. So we're gonna do our daddy's advice. We give each other advice. We're not really giving our viewers advice because we're not doctors. We're not grandparents. I consider grandparents pretty good advice givers most of the time. Most of the time. And but yeah, it's like, you know, Rick, how do you handle balancing your children's screen time, whether it be on a phone, on TV, on a video game, also with, you know, because you gotta keep the kids healthy, man. Gotta keep them healthy.
So
how do you balance that, man?
This is like it's a challenging task, really, because if you think about when we were kids, yeah, we had lots of video games. But they were home consoles where you had to turn on your TV, turn on your console, and there it is. Here's your video game. Now you got smartphones, tablets, laptops. Even you go to the store and they're on display and kids want to play them there. And my kid enjoys to do that. We're taking a little road trip or just driving to the store. Daddy, can I borrow your phone?
Or because you're a person living in a metropolis, you're driving down the street and there's all these electronic billboards showing you commercials.
Well, true. I mean, I guess that falls in that same category, but all right. So anyways, yeah, no, it's actually, it is a concerning topic. I mean, it should be really for every parent because you do want to limit what your kids do as far as physical activities or just sitting down and, you know, watching a movie. What I like to do is I mean, I know he's still kind of young. He's barely gonna start kinder, but I do like him to work on something, whether it be like creativity, build something, use your toys, you know, Legos or whatnot, something that he finds fun. Or if it is educational, I'll do something like, you know, here's a blank sheet of paper, I'll put numbers 1 through 10, kind of have him continue on the numbers until he hits 30, 40, 50, and so on until he keeps advancing. But you got to keep it interesting. But the thing is, though, if you make it a chore, a job, they're not going to enjoy it. So you got to make it fun. You got to make something enjoyable. So sometimes what I do is on the phone, smartphones, there's a lot of shapes, alphabets, number type games. So even though he's technically playing a video game, he's actually, you know, enjoying learning something. Yeah. So I make it so that it's kind of a little bit of both, but then also still, I mean, I don't want him just sitting there and not doing anything. So yeah, it's just kind of like a kid can't really distinguish time. You can't say play for an hour and that's it. Right. You just gotta kind of keep an eye on that either way. So I mean, really, it's just supervision. Just watch, make sure they're not doing something, because of course, you know, if they know how to use a smartphone or a tablet, they can just exit, go somewhere else and watch videos or, you know, doing other stuff.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a balance of trying to get them to do something that they enjoy on the phone as well as something off of the phone. So that's where you can get into the building forts and playing catch and just anything that catches their attention, because really, I mean, they're gonna enjoy anything that seems fun. If you're having a blast doing it, they're gonna want to do it.
Yeah, they're gonna want to mimic mommy and daddy, you know?
For the most part, yes, but if you just over exaggerate and make it seem like you're having fun, they think it's the best thing in the world and they're gonna want to do it too.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I get into that with my daughters too, where it's like they'll say, "Oh, Daddy, can we play Nintendo Land with you? Or can we play this or that with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I also, you know, most video games nowadays, they could be turned into an educational experience if you do it right. One thing that we've been working on a lot is having to deal with not winning. You know, there's games where you have to have only one winner, and so kids have a lot of issues with, like, especially with their siblings. You know, like, oh, I didn't win, or this or that. It's like, no, let's have fun. Let's you know, get into it. Sometimes the older kid's gonna win all the time because the older child has, you know, more developed skills. So sometimes you also got to teach them like humility, like hey, how about you help your little sister feel better by letting her win one time. Like, oh, okay, yeah, and they get that, they understand that. It's a really nice skill to, you know, start developing in your kids. But then there's also times where it's like, oh man, you've been watching like 2 movies straight or whatever, or you've been watching too many episodes of whatever it may be they're watching. Let's go outside and play. Or, you know, or I'll go outside and I'll start doing a little bit of yard work or garden work, and I'll take the kids with me. Like, okay, it's like, here, come here, and if you want to help, that's great. If not, just like, you know, play outside. You know, all I want them to do is not just get into the habit of just sitting down in front of the TV, because that's kind of like what happened to me as a kid. Part of the reason why I was always in my house playing was because my mom was kind of worried about the neighborhood that we lived in.
When I met this guy, have I told you that story? When I met this guy, dude. So you know, I went with a neighbor of us. It's like we went to his house for whatever reason. He's like, hey, you want to come? So you'll meet Leo. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we're walking, went over, and he knocks on the door. His mom opens the door, and then as soon as the door opens, a whole bunch of toys everywhere, dude.
This was like in January, like right after Christmas.
Like, dude, like Ninja Turtle stuff. Like I was like, I like this kid.
You're my new best friend.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So that's what your mom used to do. Just buy you a whole bunch of toys.
See, now that you think about it, though, he was just taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
Still am.
Okay. I let him.
Still am.
It's okay. Yeah, man. But you know, part of the reason why my mom had to do it that way, she thought she was doing the best for me, just because she knew that our neighborhood wasn't always the safest neighborhood, and that was like her way of being able to like keep an eye on me by staying inside the house with her.
Expensive toys.
But I actually remember that Christmas, because that year I got, you know, my birthday, and then Christmas is not too long after that. And that year I got my gifts for my birthday, and then I got a whole another batch of gifts for Christmas, and I was just like so happy. I had to lay them all out and just play with them and whatever.
Well, me and Bancho had to settle with socks as a gift.
Yeah, well, you should have been born closer to Christmas time.
Should have been born with your mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember
man.
the Sega
Should have
CD?
been triplets.
Sega CD.
Yeah, man, the CDX. I used to have that one.
The Super Nintendo, when it first came out, this guy. Nintendo 64, this guy.
I do remember the 64. I do remember that era.
64 was amazing.
So what do you do, Pancho? What do you do with your baby that's still in your wife's womb?
I just talk to it a few times here and there, and then watch TV.
You'd be
Has
like,
it moved yet?
Don't watch. Don't
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
just
so you're
cover
having
your
it
eyes?
doing exercise already, huh? Nice. Do you
just
ever
don't watch
feel
anymore.
the temptation to just grab your phone and like put it on the womb?
Yeah.
Not in
Not with the
no, sorry, slip of the tongue there.
Play with
like
it.
right on top of the belly. Just, you know, like hey,
Press that button right
kick
there.
it, kick,
All right.
We'll just cross the river when we get there. I'm still cool.
kick the buy it now button.
Oh, for now.
I know.
Yeah.
For now.
It's good. Still good.
So, yeah.
Moving on.